Welcome back to the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach. Fun conditions here for the first round of the men's event, and Gabriel Medina is just about to hit the lineup in the red up against Coffin, the CT rookie, who finished with a 9th place on the Gold Coast. And here goes Connor now, also in this heat. One of the wildcards progressing through the trials, Timothee Bisso from Guadeloupe. He gets the opportunity to show us what he's got at the CT level, but it's Medina taking off at the moment. And crafty as ever, just getting on the inside of the wildcard on that occasion. But he falls on an outside rail trying to float his way down the line here at Bells.
Yeah, he just went ahead and paddled right around Timothee Bisso. So that was really aggressive from Gabriel. That's one thing he's never been accused of, is being gun shy in a heat. He will devour his competitor. The bowl provides that one magic section where you can just lean into a big old hack.
Speaking of big turns, Medina on a medium-sized wave, just slapping the lip as he loves to do on the back end, and just flowing over these whitewater sections at the moment. Surfs with such a great pace. It's not slow, it's not too fast that he's missing sections or going too quick when he's approaching the lip. It's just the perfect pace.
It really is, and you have to give a lot of credit to his work with his shaper too, because it's very rare that you see Gabriel on a board that's hindering him. He just seems to have that surfboard glued to his feet, and you know, when he needs his speed, he just kind of steps on the front foot.
But he's never looked less dangerous in a CT event than what he does at Bells.
Wow. Okay, that's a statement you want to send to the judges. Just throw a big old fan out the back. So a nice opening turn there for Gabriel. And you know, we talk about wiggly a lot, how much spray he can throw. Gabriel is kind of right there. He's become a real powerhouse. We've talked about that before. We all know him, how he's so explosive with big airs, but he really is one of the stronger, you would say, like, call him an athlete, you know, just muscly, big legs. He can throw water.
He's a brute, and definitely on the backhand, it is one of the most powerful approaches. He might be the most powerful backhand surfer on tour these days. 24 minutes to go, and we're waiting on the numbers to drop for Medina's last ride. It was a medium wave, but he turned it into a 6.17. Connor Coffin counting on a throwaway score at the moment, 2.03.
I can't beat Itzlo Ferreira. You know, I can't beat these guys in the red jerseys. It's all about confidence.
We're using priority for this ride. Connor Coffin, point break surfer, has great down the line flow, recovers well from that maneuver, drifting the tail. And looking for more now on the inside. He's going to cut back. He has Brad Gerlach in his corner. Ger competed here a number of years, and he would have given Connor some good insight on this wave. As the 22-year-old brings it right through to the shore break.
He has shades of Ger's style in his surfing, without a doubt, too. He's got that kind of lower approach, a little bit of swivel in his hips. Very stylish. He's constantly kind of wiping those bangs to the side. You know, so Connor, pretty stylish cat. But what's easy on the palate is what he does on the rail. This kid is one of the strongest surfers we've seen come on the scene this young in a long, long time. It's no surprise that his favorite surfers are Tom Curran and Dane Reynolds. He surfs a lot like them. In terms of this wave right here, though, judges won't like that it was a lot of pause time, a lot of breaks between maneuvers.
The scale's different for every heat, but if you're just going to make some comparisons to what Dusty Payne did on the last one, similar size wave, surfing probably not quite as strong, probably going to be in the 5-point range, I'm going to guess.
For sure it's going to be really hard, and I think all the guys want it so bad, but I'm going to do what I have to do and do my best and try and make heats, and at the end of the year, hopefully I'm in that top 10 and have that Rookie of the Year.
Here we go. This is Connor driving off the bottom, looking for a 3.24 to get himself into the lead. He falls on that first effort, but he had to go all out. It was a smaller set, and he's going to lose no time, really.
And he's going to get in position.
Well, we saw him turn a medium-sized wave into a 6.17 earlier. Now he's got a steep wall to work with, and he just starts with a gliding float over the lip, projects out onto that open face, and really pacing himself at the moment. Just going through the motions a little bit on this ride. Don't think this wave kind of stood up on the outside the way he thought it might. But he does get a decent finish on the inside. Looking to better just a 1.73 to push further ahead here.
Well, he's got time. That's the beauty of he just needs 2 waves. He's got 12 minutes. Nice extended floater there. A lot of projection to get that speed up out in the line. Now he's in the bowl and tags it, but that section didn't really give him that nice feedback where it's kind of bouncing back at you, and that was that tricky section where he had to turn his maneuver into a cutback. So, you know, even though it wasn't exciting, the wave, you know, was a little bit pesky. So Gabriel Medina, I like the fact that he turned a score, you know, a decent score out of a wave that was, quite frankly, pretty tough to ride. And this was the second wave. It's always wave number 2 just gets perfect out here at the bowl. And Timothee hitting that lip really late, couldn't get that board up on top of it and got stuck. You know, I was interested to see what he would bring to the plate because he's having kind of a break this year, but he kept that intensity.
And certainly one of the favourites down here with the local crowd as we see Connor Coffin just throwing that tail well above the lip. It doesn't ride out of that manoeuvre. So just on 9 minutes remaining. So good to be back down here at Bells Beach.
So he just wanted to kind of give some insight. He basically said this is his birthday party. This is where you come here to enjoy it. And all the preparation, all the lead up that he had was done already. So they're here to kind of enjoy the time. And so he's there as a coach, you know, maybe a couple details, which he wouldn't allude to for me. But what he did say was that this is the time to enjoy it. He's just here to kind of support and embrace the moment and enjoy it. And he's kind of trying to remind him of all of that. Right now, Connor's struggling a little bit. He's had some falls, so he's probably going to have to turn it around a little bit here in this final few minutes. But ultimately, Gur is here, and it's great.
Did you get an invite to the party, Pete?
Yeah, no, I mean, well, let's see if he's enjoying it right now. He's up and riding, so this is nice that he's got those 2 turns done on the outside. You know, but Connor has had a great start to the year. And I believe that he is going to be someone to look at along with the Kanoa Igarashi, the Americans kind of putting something together here in the beginning of the season.
He went on the attack in the first event. As you said, has looked a little less comfortable in this heat. Just getting frustrated there with his equipment by the looks of things, but that wave was setting up to be pretty solid.
I think the frustration comes from, you know, high expectations, which is what Connor should have. You know, he knows that he's a talented guy that can produce wins out here, let alone, you know, solid results. There's a nice carve. He's trying to get that pace. There's that tricky bowl section. He got caught behind. So maybe just already right here, a little chafed, going, man, I really wanted to crack the lip to make sure I can give the judges no question but to throw me 8s. And then uncharacteristic right there. You can see he kind of got higher up on that lip than he was anticipating. And he knows, you know, maybe he was just frustrated himself. I'm not sure where that little twirly bird was pointed. The other thing that's really big contrast from the heat prior with Kanoa Igarashi is, you know, Gabriel Medina is kind of in his own league in this heat. Connor's come unstuck. Timothee's been kind of missing. Here's the 7.67 right there. Again, we talked about how he just linked every maneuver perfectly. There's where he got there early. Could have been, you know, as a surfer, that's frustrating. He wants to tag that lip and maybe get the fins free, you know, hit it at 100%. But he stayed patient and finished the wave off. Very poised effort.
Well, this is Connor on a medium-sized wave, chasing an 8.74 to get himself into the lead. We might see some frustration in this ride, and he digs in and throws down a huge carving fin release. I love that, just pushing his board as hard as he can.
That was a sick turn.
Just that one maneuver, it's going to look good on the slow-mo.
He's such a power nugget. It's going to be fun to watch him all year long.
It should be his best wave, even though it's just this one big turn. Have a look at this thing.
I think you nailed it. He's frustrated right here. He wants to push hard on that deck. And there's that Dane Reynolds influence. That looked very similar to something Dane would do right there. So just pure power, but he turned it into a tail slide as well. So that was that raw aggression that we love to see from these younger surfers, where they turn a power move and they kind of combine it with that flair.
So he was previously counting on a 5.1 as his highest ride. My thoughts are that should be his best wave, and he's going to narrow the requirement, hopefully. And he does. He gets a 6.27 So he is now chasing a 7.58 to get himself into the lead. So even though it was a shorter wave, it was a medium-sized set, kind of got the job done on that ride that he was hoping to achieve. And we might see a more inspired effort from the 2014 World Champ on his next wave, but let's see. He's going to use priority here. He keeps Connor off this wave, 45 seconds to go. Tricky floater, drives up into the lip, throws a little bit more at it, but doesn't ride out of that turn. So let's see what unfolds here. 35 seconds to go, and this is another one of those moments with three-man priority where I'm not sure I like it, because it's Timothee Bisso who needs an 8.91. Connor Coffin a little bit closer in reach.
He wants it. He's going. You never know. He could get it.
Let's see. Let's see how this wave stands up as he moves into the bowl, drives off the bottom. Didn't quite get on top of that first turn. Second maneuver unleashes a bit of water, but this wave's starting to flatten out. 8.91, it's a big number as we get down to 5 seconds to go. It's going to get a good finish on the inside, Timothee. And the 19-year-old's not finished with this wave. Licking it right through to the inside. Doesn't quite get that last turn right. This heat has come to a close. Connor Coffin didn't get an opportunity in the final stages. And Gabriel Medina is making his way in, waiting on scores for Timothee Bisso on that last ride. And Medina in cruise control in the first round here, Ross.
Yeah, he made that heat look easy, but he was a little lucky that Connor Coffin had just an off heat with falling. He had that extra gear. He definitely was aggressive with that 6.27 with a big old hack. He could have been right there and stole this heat, but Gabriel just kind of, took his time and surfed those set waves to some solid scores.
Well, the result is in the bag for Medina. He's marching on through to round 3. We'll see Connor Coffin and Timothee Bisso again in round 2.